on to our very first weekly video on how to teach your dog skills to help with their veterinary care. I've been very lucky and have worked as a veterinary nurse now for 30 years and trained dogs for most of those years as well. And through those experiences, I see dogs on a daily basis that if they just had a few skills taught to them by their owners, their veterinary care could be a lot easier for everybody and certainly a lot less stress as well. So over the coming weeks, each week I'm going to put up a video on Sunday night, about 7 p.m. each week, and it's going to have new skills each week. We're going to work through the very basics to start with and we'll progress through. I want to show you all the skills that you can hopefully help your dog with so that it can be a stress-free event for them if they need to go to the vets. Over the weeks, what I would really love you guys to do is show me that you're getting involved by taking photos of you doing the skills that I'm going to show you and videos if you'd like, but certainly ask questions. If you've got any question, please ask. I'd love to be able to help as much as possible. So, what are we going to do this week? So this week I thought we'd start with the most important, in my opinion, and that is your dog being able to stand still. Because let's face it, if your dog can't stand still, it's going to be really hard for your vet to be able to examine them properly, because they're going to be chasing them all over the room. So let's have a look at that first. So this week we're going to work on teaching our dogs to stand still for their examination, and we're going to look at teaching them to enjoy having their collar held as well. So as I said, we're all going to be working at this at different levels. Some of you guys are going to already be able to nail this, and I'm going to show you some things you can go on with. But the most important thing for me is we need to make sure that the dogs enjoy this procedure. So we're going to employ lots of really yummy treats, so make sure you get yourself some yummy treats. And this isn't about us forcing our dogs to do anything. So let's have a look. What I've done is I've selected a few dogs for me to show you today. The very first one is going to be my young boy Beat. He's laying here very patiently. He's nearly 4 years of age. He's a high energy border collie and he's making himself look really calm here because he's a good boy. But given his own choice, he'd probably choose to run across the ceiling here. So he's needed to be taught how to be able to stand still. So it doesn't matter how much energy your dog has, all dogs can be taught to stand still. So let's have a look at how we're going to go about this. Okay, so we have a lot of yummies. I have a dish here that has a lid so that the dog can't just come and pinch the food out of the dish. To start with, what I teach all of my own dogs is that yes, the dish might be there, but you can't just help yourself. But you might need a lid to start with. Or you can wear a training bag as well. I don't mind which you choose. So here we go. We're going to lure Beep up into a stand, and he's going to be a very good boy there. And then I'm going to just feed him fairly frequently for just holding that stand. So I'm going to need to use a lot of rewards to start with. Then this is where my dish comes into place. I can now reward him for just looking at the dish but not diving into it. If he was to dive into it, I'd be very quick to cover it. And this is something I do with my baby puppies to get them used to just standing still, because if you've got a dish here, they learn pretty quickly that if they don't move towards it, you bring them a treat. And this is one of the easiest ways to teach your dog to stand still. Yes, I'll show you with a younger dog in a moment how to start this with them diving into the dish. but Beep's got a little bit more training under his belt. So as you can see, he's prepared to stand nice and still there. Now, what I'm going to do once they're at this level, and might not all be starting at this level, I'll show you another dog as I said, is now I can touch him all over. And the important thing for us is if my dog can't stand still and I can't put my hands all over my dog, then putting him in the situation where a vet needs to do an examination like this is unfair on the dog, and it's unfair on the vet as well. So he's just pulled a foot forward there, so we'll just wait a second. I'll wait for him to be still, and then I'll give him the treat, okay? So we just do that. Good boy, and he's been a super duper boy. He's just moved a foot forward. I'm just going to give him a treat though, because he was very good. He stayed there while I touched him a bit there. Good boy. And I just keep rewarding there. I'm very generous with my rewards, okay? Good. So just as I'm doing this, I'm just going to make this harder and harder. Okay? So I'm sort of showing you the hard parts first, and then I'll show you the easier parts. So once he's happy to stand, then I might hold him briefly. Good boy. I'll just move that back like that. Because there's going to be times where he's going to need to be restrained for something. So I just start to show him what this looks like. So a little bit of a restraint. Good. Little bit of a restraint. The key for me is I don't want my dog ever seeing something for the first time at the vet hospital, because that's very unfair on them. Good. And what a good boy. So we're going to let him relax there. Good boy. You were super duper. Okay, can you drop for me? So that was really, really good little session. How often do I do these sessions? Sort of depends on the dog. Most of my young dogs, I try and do something like this a couple of times a week. But what I want you guys to do is I want you to practice this hopefully each day, starting at where you can. So for some of us, it may be just getting them to stand still. I'm going to give you a goal. I want them to stand still for at least 10 seconds. So if you can get 10 seconds, I want you to give me the thumbs up with a photo, and just keep in the back of your mind, I'm going to be randomly giving out prizes for people as well. So I need to see that you're participating for you to be able to do that. So that's part of the standing still with a dog that's got a reasonable amount of experience, but a dog that would like to be running around as well. So you've been a very good boy. So the next one that I'm going to show you with Beep is how to have your collar held. Because often when we're in the vet hospital and we do need our dogs to be still, we probably are going to be hanging on to their collar while somebody is doing something to them. Not all dogs like having their collar held, because unfortunately lots of dogs get their collar grabbed when they're going to be put somewhere they don't want to be, or if something's going to happen that they're not keen on, like a bath. So I'm very, very careful to teach all of my dogs to love having their collars touched, okay? So Beep's going to show you the advanced side of this, and then as I said, I'm going to bring out the younger girl and show you the least advanced in our group. Okay, and we've got the senior boy just overseeing everything. So Flinny wanted to be a part of this. Flinny is 13 and a half years of age, and he's an expert at his vet care. So I thought I'm going to show you with dogs that aren't quite as good as he is, because he's a bit of a goody two shoes. He's had a lot of this done to him. Okay, so let's have a look at how we go about our collar. So first of all, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to make Beep's collar as big as I can, because he's got this beautiful mane and it's very hard for you to see his collar. So I'm just going to make his collar big so you can see his collar. Okay, so what I'm going to do, Beepy over here, sit. I'm just going to try and get it so you can actually see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my hand on his collar, I'm going to give him a treat. So I'm going to just turn around here a little bit because I'm a bit awkward here. Rightio, let's have a look at this. Good boy. So, there's no food. Yeah, thank you. So, hand in his collar, give him a treat. Hand in his collar, give him a treat. Hand in his collar, give him a treat. So you can probably see I'm not even holding his collar for long. It's just touch, let go. Okay? This is how I started. Touch, let go. Touch, let go. Okay? Touch, touch, and I'm feeding. Now I'm going to hang on to it for a second, let go, give him a treat. Hang on to it for a little while, let go, give him a treat. Okay, so where is this going to go different for some of us? If when I grabbed hold of his collar, he pulled back, I'd let him go. Okay, this isn't about grabbing his collar and restraining him. This is about me just loosely being able to hold his collar, and he understands that if I've got his collar, just to give me his paw, and just to stay still. This isn't about hanging on to him while he tries to get away from me, okay? So just so that you're sure about that. So, where are we going to go? Well, Beep's going to show you what I teach the dogs to do, and that is actually to give me their collar in my hand. Okay, Mr. Beep, come over here. Can I have your collar? Good boy. Very good. His treat over there. Collar, have your collar. Good. So you'll see he is actually choosing to come and put his collar in my hand. Can I have your collar? Good. Excellent. So I don't even need to reach for his collar. He will actually give me his collar when I ask for it. So I'll just change direction again so you can see that. Right, so it might be a bit hard to see. I'm just tossing a treat over there. So big, can I have your collar? Good boy, very nice. Go over there, buddy. Collar. Good boy. Okay, so you can see how, you can see how he's very relaxed about that. He's very happy about me holding his collar. So that's never going to be a problem for us. Now what I'm going to do is bring out my younger girl who hasn't had a lot of training in these areas so that you can see how it may go for you with your dogs that don't have as much training there. And Beep's like, can I just take the food? He's so cool. Are you a cool boy? Excellent. Let's exchange you out. Good boy. Okay, so now I have our youngest member of the team. This is Story. Story's 12 months of age. She's full of life, as you can see. Standing still probably isn't her favourite thing on her list just at the moment. So we've got a little bit of learning to happen. So let's have a look at how we're going to go about this. Okay, so first of all, I do have the lid ready for her because there is a chance that she could dive bomb into the treat container. So let me move her around here. And what I'm going to do is grab a few treats. Oh, she says that looks good. And I'm going to lure her into a stand position. And then I'm going to continually reward her for being still. Now, there's going to be a lot of rewards to start with, because if I don't keep the rewards coming fast, she's going to move off. Very good. So I do very short session, good girl, and then I let her move. Okay? Wait there, big fella. So then grab some more treats out of my dish. And all of this is pretty normal. You've got to work through. So, once again, I've got my handful of treats. I'm going to lure her into the stand, and then I'm going to deliver treats pretty fast to keep her in that stand. Whoa, and I just dropped the treats. Okay, so you can see here that the mechanics of you is just as important. So, let's try that again. We lure her into the stand, and we treat her for standing very fast. Have your treats ready, and just as you're about to run out of your treats, move your hands and let her move. Okay? So let's progress on from there. because I think she's ready for that. We're all working at our own speed, remember, okay? So now what I'm going to do is lure her into a stand, and I'm going to actually take my hand away very briefly. If she stays there, I'll take it back to her. Good. Very good. Very good. So I'm not taking it away for long, but I just want her to realise that there's just a momentary lapse between her seeing the reward and getting it. Good. Good. Very good. And finish on that session. I don't mind there's a little bit of movement at this stage. This is all brand new. So once I've got that in my hand, I can then start to progress up to using my dish. And how I do that? She may actually go into a down when we do this, which means I just need to put my dish up on something a little higher. She's not going to do that, so she's going to just stand there nicely. But if she did go down because I'm taking my hand down, then just find a container you can put the treats on. Yeah, the old boy's up, he's found a crumb. Good boy, you can have there. Okay, so once again, just lure her into the position you're looking for, lure her into the stand. So she's in the stand, give her a treat. And to start with, keep those treats coming pretty fast. But be ready to guard your container if you need to. So she just moved forward there. Oh, large amount of chicken just came out. That was a bit tempting, wasn't it? So lure her into the stand. Give her a treat. And she's like, I see a bit of chicken. I've got a large lump of chicken skin in here, which is incredibly tempting. So she's doing a very good job to ignore that. Very good girl. Okay, and that stacks for her. And we'll put a lid on that before she helps herself. Okay, so you can see how even the really busy dogs, we just take our time, we get there. Most important is don't get upset at them, okay? No point getting upset or trying to restrain them. Okay, so let's get a few more treats. Okay, here I am, I've got some more treats. So Story's ready to go. Let's have a chat about how we can get her to enjoy having her collar held. This is about them enjoying having their collar held, not feeling like they have to have their collar held. Okay, so we've got some treats, and the way I start this, okay, I've got treaties, yes, you're quite right, I've got treats. I touch her collar, I give her a treat. Now, what you're going to find with some dogs, you probably saw then, as I moved my hand towards, she's actually looking at my hand because she thinks there might be treats in there. So I tend to show the dog there's no treats in that hand, and then I just reward them from the other hand. So collar, treat, collar, treat, collar, treat. Really important at this, especially in this early stage, that it is exactly like that. It is collar, treat, and make sure, whoa, my hands are getting slimy. Make sure that you let go of the collar, okay? That's probably the common area that goes wrong. You can do this in any position. You can, in standing, sitting, whatever. I prefer them just to be a bit free, so that if I do go to grab their collar or put my hand towards their collar and they move back, I just stop, okay? This isn't about chasing them down and grabbing it when they don't want you to, okie doke? So let's just get her up. So then I'm going to collar, reward, collar, let go, reward, collar, let go, reward, collar, let go, reward, okay? Needs to be in that sequence. You can do this with just one hand or you can do it with two. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, does it? Collar, reward. Okay, so good luck, guys. That's a fair bit for you to do this week. You've got a whole week to get me some video or some photos of your beautiful dogs while you are training. please, let's share this far and wide. Let's start getting everybody thinking about what they can do to help their dog at the vets. You know, let's make vet visits as happy for everybody as we possibly can. Okay, till next time, guys, have fun, get those photos into me or your video, and I will see you again next Sunday at 7 p.m. Good luck.